Hi everybody, Kevin here from Sticks and Stones Wood Carving. We've been drawing a lot on the channel. You guys seem to like that when we go to the paper and we make some designs and then we go and we carve it. So what I'm going to do is this is the first of a series of drawing videos and carving expressions, okay? Because every wood spirit is different. The whole goal here is to get to open up your mind, bring out your imagination, and let's try to improve what we already know as far as when we carve wood spirits go, okay? Because most wood spirits, look the same in a lot of ways. Well, I found this out for myself anyway. After so many years of carving, and I was carving wood spirits, and they got pretty decent, and then I started, of course, having people ask me for them and, started selling them and whatnot. But I always got the same question after about 3 or 4 years of carving faces and carving wood spirits. And that question was, when people were looking at them, why are you always carving the same guy? Why do they all look the same? And that made me realize I needed to start changing things up, all right? I needed to start making different expressions on my wood spirits. And it really branched me out as far as a wood carver. And I started playing, and I also started having a lot more fun when I started making my wood spirits, okay? For instance, like this right here is the guy we just gave away, okay? He's just a little simple wood spirit, and I did him on the iStick, which we just gave away on the channel during the live feed the other night. All right, but he looks totally different than this one I'm working on now, who's got a whole different look, okay? So just by changing a few features, you can really make these wood spirits stand out, right? You can have a lot more fun, and we all have our own way. Like when we draw a wood spirit, for instance, you see a lot of this, this is how I used to start mine. You put a line across, and then you do your nose, all right, kind of like that, and then 2 triangles here, and then you have your basic wood spirits start, all right? Faces like this. But what I started doing, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all have our own way to carve. Everybody has to learn. But once you get to the point where they all start looking the same, that's what these videos are for. Do you want to expand yourself as an artist? Do you want your wood spirits to be more challenging? Do you just want to improve them? Okay? And what I found out over the years, like I said, is people will ask you, why do you always carve the same guy? They think that I was carving a certain character all the time, and I just put him on everything, which I have done. Used to be my logo for a while, one wood spirit, and I still have a wood spirit as my logo for my business. But with that said, let me give you a couple tips in this video, and we're going to make a series. We're going to draw an expression during each video, and then after we do so many videos, we're actually going to go back and we're going to carve that expression. Okay, I want you guys to play with the designs first and the ideas, and we'll take it from there and see where it goes. But I think this will really help improve everybody's carving abilities, okay? Good. So what we want to do is, like I said, every spirit has its own personality. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips. We're going to use expressions, like I said, to change their personality. That's what this video series is all about, okay? And when you start doing expressions, like I said, you're going to change every wood spirit you make. They're all going to look different, okay? Doesn't matter how little the change is, you'd be surprised, all right? And this series hopefully will help you to change that. Now, let me give you a little tips. Tip number 1 is you don't have to follow the wood every time, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I've made a lot of great wood spirits, and I still do that to this day. The wood's kind of shaped a certain way, and you can kind of make your wood spirit, say, for instance, go with that wood, all right, type of thing. And then, it ends up being a very cool piece because the wood is, speaking to you. So, something like on that angle, okay, on that idea. And that's fine. That's some of the best carvings, I believe, all right? But, like I said, it's not always about that. Sometimes you want to break from that, all right? Have an idea in mind, because that's not necessary all the time. Plan a little bit what you want to carve. Get the character in your head. What do you see in the wood? Yes. But what do you want to make out of it also? All right. So that's tip number 1. You don't always have to follow the wood. You can break away from that rule. It's not a rule. All right. Tip number 2, make a drawing like I'm doing here. I'm just sitting here and I sketch things. All right. you make a drawing, you help put whatever you're going to carve in your head. All right. Tip number 3, make a piece of scrap wood. Get a piece of scrap wood first. All right. That way you're not wrecking a nice piece of cottonwood that you bark that you bought, or that beautiful knot you found in the woods, or a piece of driftwood, whatever it is. Okay. Try your idea on a piece of scrap wood first before going to the main piece that you want to carve, and really get it in your head. Practice one, mess it up if you have to, and then you learn from that. Then go to the other piece that you're saving for that one nice wood spirit. Okay. So that was that. Your 3rd tip. Okay. And follow the wood in spots, but let it talk to you. Like I said, if it flows this way, let it talk to you. If the beard wants to go that way, all right, and the grain's going that way, let it talk to you in spots, break away in other spots. Okay. Sometimes wood spirits have a natural hat to them, and you want to utilize that. All right. For instance, this wood spirit here. All right. You see this great knot? So you see how, the hair can naturally go that way. If you look down here, you see the way the hair is going this way. All right. So I want to use that. I want to utilize that in my carving. If it works, fine. I don't have to. I could break away from it, but this seems to flow naturally. And like I said, those are some of the best types of carvings, when the wood speaks to you and you just kind of see who's living in there. It's your job as a carver to liberate the guy who's living in there. Whatever spirit's in that wood, you're just a wood carver. You just remove the wood. You liberate him. If you're good to the wood, he'll reveal himself to you. Okay? So sometimes you can't go against certain rules too. This guy just seems to be shaped like it. That's the way he wants his beard to go. I'm going to leave him like that when I finish carving him, and that's exactly the way I'm going to put his beard. But I don't have to do certain things with his face. Up here, I could really break the rules a lot. I could even split this beard and break the rules a little and wrap it. There's all kinds of different things you can do. All right. The last tip I want to give you as far as carving, you see the back of this? Before you carve your piece, prepare it, or at least after it. But once you carve it, you might not want to do this. I'd like to do it before. Flatten the back if it's, say, a pine knot like this, grind it down. Drill a hole in it if you're going to hang it. Cut the bottom flat if you're going to stand them up. All right. Every piece is different. So make him nice. Prepare him. If you're going to sell him later at a show or wherever you go, he's all ready to be signed, sealed, and hopefully delivered to a customer. Okay. So with that said, let's move on to the next little part of this. And I'll show you some examples of some of the expressions. Okay, now right here is just a little bunch of doodles I've been doing. Like I said, this right here is like your average. I know he's really small. I'll hold them up. Like your basic way you can start a wood spirit face, right? Which depends on what you do. Here's another pretty basic wood spirit face, right? But then you get into kind of the off the wall, off the hook type of carvings that they really stand out because they're totally different than your norm when you're carving a wood spirit. For instance, this guy here, all right? I'm just doodling. I like to give them big, baggy eyelids, okay? Maybe you get them eyebrows to really slant down in ways that I wouldn't if I just started with this up here, okay? Gonna make his eyes narrower, and I'm gonna make one smaller than the other. I want him to bug a little bit and have you, when you look at him, you go, wow, he's interesting, okay? Didn't give him a mustache at all, but gave him a puckered up mouth, all right? No teeth, all right? Don't forget to add the little teardrop here. You know that little teardrop that your mom tells you, oh, an angel put his finger there when you were born and told you a secret and you keep it all your life? It's a story like that. And, there's just a lot of different ways you can do these. And I want you guys to open up your mind and experiment. See how here he's just got kind of a smirk. Again, big baggy eyelids. Eyebrows are shaped, facing different directions. Big, long, pointed nose. And again, the teardrop down here under the nose. What do they call that anyway? Anybody know? I have no idea. And over here we have a happier wood spirit. You see the high cheekbones here and the mouth smiling and open with some teeth. All right. So these are the things we're going to work on, stuff like this. And in this video, we're going to make one. All right. We're going to draw one anyway, but it'll be too long, I think, if I carved it. The next video, maybe after this, we'll carve the character, or I'll do another drawing video, 2 or 3, and then find a piece of wood we could put these expressions on. And maybe I can keep them all on one piece of wood. And maybe offer it to you guys somehow, down the road on the channel. Okay, but this is what we're going to work on today, something like this. Okay? Okay, here we go. All right, can everybody see that? I got my pencil and paper out. And again, this series is going to help us not to get stuck in that little area where all our wood spirits look the same. All right, so let's try to make a new kind of face and hopefully give you guys some ideas of what you can do differently. All right, so what I'm going to do today is we'll make kind of a different type of wood spirit, one with a mouth that's kind of open and toothy, and everybody seems to like those. And we'll make them kind of angry and just nastier than usual type wood spirit, okay? So what we're going to do on this, grab your pencil and paper, and I'm just going to make some really rounded eyes. It's going to draw a circle like that. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw another circle, a little bit smaller maybe, because it might be tilted a little. Okay, now right from there, I'm going to come right down the center of his forehead, just like that, give myself a center line. All right, now above his eyes, right from here, I'm going to draw this little hook here, and then above his eye is where I'm going to kind of put some wrinkles, his lid. All right, I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to bring this in right above his eye, because that's going to turn into his eyelid. Okay, I'm going to just give him some hooks like that. Now his eyes right in the center, we're just going to have like, just like that. That's going to be his eyes, but around them we're going to really be dug in, so they're going to be real shaded. So I'm just going to color around there. That's your tool digging in there, okay? Now from there, we're going to bring the nose down. I'm going to bring him kind of a hooky nose. Again, it's out of the norm, all right? Just kind of like a little wrinkle here, and I'm going to bring the nose way up by his face, all right? Like this. Don't worry if it's pointed. All right, so that's going to be his nose. I'm going to give him some wrinkles, all right? Maybe I should straighten that out. He's a little bit off, but I was kind of going for kind of a sideways look for him, but that's okay. All right, so now he's got two buggy eyes, all right? And way up here, I'm putting some wrinkles for effect, okay? And right underneath his nose, I'm going to give him a mustache, and the mustache is going to come way out like this. All right, and right up here by his nose, we're going to give him very high cheekbones. So think of this and then come down. All right, very high cheekbones. That's why I drew this line here. It's going to come way out like this. All right, and go over. And over by his nose here, this side's going to go over. This right here would be the wood that we would be carving into. All right. So this is the inside of whatever piece of wood, say, we were carving him on. All right. So now he's looking really weird, right? We're going to give him a bunch of lines around his eyes. Like that. And I know it doesn't look like much yet, right? This right here is going to be all mustache. And again, we're going to have the mustache come way up here by the cheekbones. Right? So his mustache is going to be like this. And we'll have whatever lines we need to accomplish that, right? We can give him a couple more eyebrow lines. Now right in here, I want to probably come over to here, I guess. And I would make kind of like a gum line first. However I want to do that, because we're going to put some teeth in him. All right. And we'll give him some nasty teeth. All right. We'll space them out. Put a couple together. Just randomly, wherever you want, you can put a couple of teeth. All right. I'll give him one more here. They don't have to be all tucked in together. Okay, now from here, I'm going to come in at the end of his gum line here. right here, probably. I'm probably going to bring that down pretty far, all right, about to here. And same on the other side. We're going to take from the gum line, come down almost to the outside of the tree, and then come back in, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to just sweep that up and then down and connect them, all right? Again, now on the inside of that, because that's going to be the outside of his mouth, all right? First on the bottom, we're just going to make another line like this, right? And on the inside of his mouth, let's again kind of give him a gum line first, all right, to add his teeth to. Almost looks like a tongue there, but it's not. There's going to be teeth sticking up out of this, all right? So these are extra things you can do that you're probably not doing as far as your wood spirits are concerned. Remember, this is gums, all right? Which really makes a toothy wood spirit look a heck of a lot neater, right? And then, of course, we would color all that in. So give me a minute. And we'll color that in and get the effect of what his face will actually look like. So you can actually see him. So have fun and play with that for a minute while I do my little thing. I can actually fast forward through this part too, so when I make the video. So here we go. So you don't have to sit here and wait. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. And then right over here, this right here is going to be his lip, all right? Because the gum line's inside, so I'm probably going to bring that up a little bit. And then I'm just going to kind of swoop this down and bring it all the way up into here. All right, and the same over here. And that'll be inside the wood, because this right here is just going to be some wrinkles. And we're going to bring... Now you could give him a little hair if you wanted to down here, but not necessary. Okay, there's all kinds of ways you can do this. You could also give him some hair, you know, like I said, up here. But again, this is all about experimenting. And it will get that wood spirit to look just a little different than your average, which is what this is all about, okay? The more lines we put in, the more shadowing, all right? So that right there is going to be one different type of face you could do, and maybe you got some ideas. Give him big round eyes and then play with that, all right? Give him some shadows. Make him look a little angrier than usual, all right? Try something different is the point, all right? Give him secondary smile lines. Give him some shadows, all right? This will be the first example. I know I'm going a little overboard, but the whole thing is, I'm trying to make the point in the first video, is that we're going to change these up and hopefully give you some good ideas. And then we'll do some that we can actually draw on our wood and make that particular wood spirit. So here's the first one in this video. I hope that gave you a couple of tips. We're going to get to carving one or two of these soon after I do a few videos and show you a couple different ways to do eyes, noses, and mouths and change your wood spirits up in ways that hopefully you never tried before. Okay? So, that's it for this video. I thank you for watching. Come back. Video number 2 will be up soon, number 2. And I will see you in that video. Take care now. Bye-bye.